Chef, MC, fashionista and entrepreneur Ntabiseng Nti Ramaboa, aka Chef Nti, recently released a new cookbook titled My Modern African Kitchen. Drawing inspiration from growing up in Soweto and her mom's and her grandmother's cooking, the book includes recipes influenced by her upbringing, making traditional food with a modern twist. With this book, she wants families to spend time together through the variety of recipes. She now joins me in studio to tell us more about a new book. Chef Nti, a very good morning and a warm welcome.
Well, thank you for having me, Spear.
Good to see you. Huh? You know, food forms a big part of our lives. So, as a chef, how do you ensure that you make food much more interesting, especially for those who don't have the culinary skills that you have?
So, for me as a chef, I try and make food that is very accessible. Recipes rather that are very accessible. I use everyday ingredients, and the reason for that is growing up, when I started getting very curious about recipes and cookbooks, every time I pick up a recipe, I'd have to go Google an ingredient. So in this cookbook, there are no issues like that. This is a book that is filled with delicious recipes the family can try. A 6-year-old can make those recipes. I mean, I have one I've been making from when I was 13. So we try and take that whole, this big monster out of the kitchen, try and give you your confidence back when it comes to cooking. Everyday ingredients, very quick and easy recipes. My thing is you shouldn't be in the kitchen more than half an hour. The rest of the time you want to spend connecting with your family. I mean, in families, parents are working, there's homework, there's all this work-life balance. You don't want to be spending more time in the kitchen when you could be spending with family. So.
Tabi, you make it sound so easy, yet I don't think it is that easy, combining all these simple ingredients and then coming up with something absolutely extraordinary and also good looking as well. I mean, I'm going through some of the cookbook, and yeah, it looks really good.
Thank you so much. For me, I guess easy because it comes from a place of love. I've always loved cooking. It's something that I do to relax, but I'm also aware of the fact that people are intimidated by that space, or people do not have time. So really, there's a recipe that you had to page through quickly there. You were looking at as we're talking. It's a tart, pap and pilchard tart. This is something that could feed the entire family of 5 for literally under 30 rands. Okay. And super easy to make. Anyone can make it.
You know, you've said that some of the recipes in this book are influenced by your upbringing. Yes. So what are some of these recipes that I can find in this book?
Okay, so the one that I just mentioned, and there's also amasi cheesecake.
Cheesecake?
Amasi, yes. So this is a cheesecake that you make with amasi inkomasi, fermented milk, jelly powder, and that's it. Those two, you don't need to bake it. The base of it on the cookbook is Oreo. So you've got this dark black base of this biscuit, and then the topping is fresh fruits. But my inspiration really is my mom, because I grew up in Soweto. She was a single parent. She's happily married now. I need to say that, it's very important. But she was on her own, and she was making ends meet. And I remember looking back when I was a teenager thinking, actually we didn't have a lot, but it didn't really register because mealtime was very exciting. I mean, my mom had very creative ways of taking little and stretching it to more. So today in South Africa, we are in a very funny space with the economy. So for me, I see the cookbook as an investment, as a tool that we can go to show us how to make special meals using everyday ingredients. Meals that you can be proud of to serve your family, to serve your guests, to serve the in-laws without breaking the bank.
How do you do it though? Do you wake up one morning and then decide, or rather do you think hard of a certain recipe, or to just wake up one morning, open the cupboard, just throw in whatever you find in the cupboard and come up with an extraordinary dish?
It's a combination of all of that. So wake up one morning and throw everything together, or just a collection of, because food tells a story. So for me with my book, I'm telling you a story of my life. A whole chapter in the book focuses on Soweto, and then there's other chapters that take you to my time in Italy, when I lived in Italy, and how I was influenced there by the food culture, my time in LA. So all of those inspirations, if I go to a place and they serve me a great meal, I literally try and dig in and find all the components that make this dish amazing, and then I go home and make it my own. And I mean, I have a whole chapter dedicated to recipes using pap, because maize meal unites us. It's one of the things that unites us as a country, actually. Black, white, Indian, at some point in the week, everybody's having pap. So there I'm showing you how to play around with it, and that's from my influence from Italy, my stay in Italy there. So
how was it received there?
It was received, I mean, that was amazing. Italians are big on food. You know, lunch there is about 4 hours. That tells you something. Yeah. So food is big, food is celebrated.
How about the South African ingredients that you sometimes use? Are they receptive to those?
I mean, Africa is on the main agenda now. Everyone is excited and intrigued about our way of things and how we do things. But the one ingredient that I'm super excited about here in South Africa is maize meal. Because we can make pizzas, we can make chips, we can make tarts, as I have in the cookbook. I treat it as couscous. They're like, it's so endless what you can do with it.
And I was actually shocked that you could hear, I mean, you could make scones with using mealie meal.
Yes, you can make just about anything.
All right, talk to us about your pop-up kitchen, the Taste Kitchen. What does that entail?
So the Taste Kitchen is my space in Maboneng. Actually, the picture there, I'm sitting outside the kitchen in Maboneng, in a beautiful French colonial white building in Maboneng. So for me, this is my innovative studio, but also I host bespoke events. So we work differently from your normal restaurant in that there's no walk-in. We do bespoke events. The menu is proudly South African with a modern twist. We shuttle our guests to Maboneng, give them a young tour of the city because Maboneng is a melting pot of culture. Young tour of the city, they come up, we receive them. There'll be a guy playing nice guitar music. And then when they come in, they're having khemereli du gugu. Because I wanted to feel festive. For me, nothing says festive or Christmas or anything beautiful like khemereli du gugu. So I use my mom's recipe for ginger beer. I give it a modern twist with lemongrass. And then we just take you on this beautiful journey of South African flavors. In fact, I've got the sauces here from the Taste Kitchen. So this one is the chakalaka sauce.
The chakalaka sauce.
And this one is the tomato relish. And the reason they're bottled now, they'll be available at retail stores. I can't just say yet where. But we bottle them because they did so well. Customers would never have enough of these. And this is chakalaka, obviously creamy based. And the tomato sauce, like you would always have it, gravy at tamat. But obviously this one is fancy, using Mediterranean techniques, but very clean flavors. These are your favorite sauces, you just don't know it yet.
Oh, stop. It's so early in the morning for you to be tantalizing my taste buds. Now, you recently launched this cookbook. We don't have much time, unfortunately. Where can you get hold of a copy?
All exclusive books or on my profile, social media, chef_NTI on all platforms. All exclusive books, all good bookstores will have it.
Ntabi, we appreciate it.
Thank you
so
for
much
having me.
Well, that was Chef Nti talking to us about a new cookbook titled My Modern African Kitchen. We'll have more in a moment. This is Morning Live.